Assalamualaikum, my name is AMANI binti HAMZAH. Today, I will present the introduction of US-China trade war to Southeast Asia country. US-China trade war has given a lot of opportunity to the Southeast Asia country, especially Vietnam. US-China trade war is the main reason why there are uncertainty happen in the financial markets during 2018 and 2019. Seems some slowing momentum in the third cycle in export in Asia when US-China trade war happened. This is because in Southeast Asia countries such as Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand and Vietnam, those tend to be the most trade intensive in economy. United States also aims to bring back the manufacturing job to their country. US will avoid trapping goods as they know it will have a big impact for US consumers.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. I'm AMIRA binti Muhammad ZAWAWI and will present about the impacts of US-China trade war on Malaysia. The first year of US-China trade war, Malaysia is expected to decrease in its economy and gross domestic product, which is GDP, in 2018 to 2020. The estimate is based on the premise that almost half of Malaysia's exports are integrated into Chinese private goods before being shipped to the United States. At the time, China was Malaysia's most important commercial partner. If the trade war worsens, the global output might be reduced. This means that Malaysia could potentially lose some points. Thus, the trade war in 2020 has no significant influence on the economy of Malaysia, even if it has an impact on the world economy. Malaysia's commerce with the United States increased by 3.1% to 80.41 billion ringgit from the same quarter of the preceding year in January to June 2020 in the Ministry of International Trade and Industry (MITI). Secondly, while the US is an important solar cell export partner, the overall impact of the safeguard tariff is uncertain because of the complex application of the rate, such as the exclusion list, the implementation of tax-free quotas, and the exemption of companies producing in Malaysia. The trade statistic for 2017 to 2018 revealed that gross and domestic solar cell shipment to the US deteriorated, but their gross and domestic export to China increased. The trade data showed that they declined. Next, it is probable that Malaysia will become an export diversion in the top 10 exportations to the United States as compared to other regional producers because of its comparatively large bilateral comparative benefit. While gross exports to the US have grown, re-export instead of domestic exports have contributed to it. Renewals are not increasing enough to compensate domestic export losses, which leads to a drop in gross exportation into the United States. Given the rising trajectory of China's domestic investment since the introduction of the BRI in 2013, there is also a potential of investment relocations from China to Malaysia. Although Malaysia supports increasing trade and investment with China in general, it is careful to avoid trade and investment being carried out in the countries as long as the US and China are not caught in crossfire.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is NURUL HAIZATUL binti MOHAMAD. For my part, I will explain details about the impacts of the United States and China trade war on Singapore that affected to the economies of Singapore. Okay, firstly, this is affected to the economy of Singapore, such as manufacturing industries, research and development, and also investment that will be limited. And industries that would be affected include maritime and shipping transportations. Furthermore, Singapore would also keep up its efforts to assist business in developing competency that they need to enter the new market demand. It is because there are several major implications for Singapore, such as on the external relations from in their relations with the United States and China. It is because Singapore is a strong associate between the United States and China, and also Singapore want to remain their relationship. Singapore's security partner is the United States. It is because Singapore purchased advanced military hardware from United States, such as fighter jets and weapons. Singapore's military also received significant training from the United States military. It is because Singapore also worked closely with the United States in the fight against the terrorism. For the Singaporean government had no intent to give any reinforcement, despite the fact that several industries had had raised concerns about the country's economic problems and had the government for help. Besides work diplomacy, conflict between the United States and China will be negative influence on the global economy. It is because this is affected, such as likely to relocate to clothing industry. Producers, for illustration, are likely to relocate to Vietnam or Bangladesh, which is electronic companies removed to Mexico and furniture makers to the Philippines. This situation is probably different to Singapore's trade that affected their trade business, and this business will not want to be based in Singapore.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is NURUL HAFIZAH binti MOHAMAD from class AM 1104A, and today I will present about the impact of United States China trade war to the Vietnam. The positive impact of this Vietnam is the countries like Vietnam have been presented with the opportunity to increase their export of certain goods to the United States and China, particularly to the former. Also, the Vietnam export to United States are mainly consumer goods such as food, furniture, and seafood. Next, the positive impact is the companies in certain sectors are either relocating out of China or diversifying from the Chinese market to the Vietnam. Total debut for increased by 6.3% to US$12 billion in the first 8 months of 2019 compared to the last year. Also, this trade war have a negative impact, which is the Vietnam China will be affected when China boosts its export to Vietnam. This will result in an increase in Vietnam trade deficit with China, and Vietnam domestic enterprise will face more. Competition from Chinese goods. Lastly, the negative impact is Vietnam being used as a convenient transshipment platform for Chinese export to sidestep the tariff imposed by America on China.
In a conclusion, US-China trade war also provide a beneficiary to Vietnam in an investment way. Open eye of all parties on how US try to seize the investor and production back to United States. We can see that it is on the perspective of US and China, as in China perspective, it depends on what good are the tower being put on. For example, if it's a final consumer good, those are very dangerous for the rest of Asia because there are various components that come from every country that assemble in China, and China also will export the good as a final good. Economy of Malaysia and Singapore in the first and third quarter 2019 has become slow during the trade war, but Vietnam country growing and expand their economy during the US and China trade.